Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Houston. We have a podcast. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to anyone listening. Today, we're going to switch things up a little bit. I am your co-host, now host, Paulo. And as always, I'm joined by your regular host, Carson.
Howdy.
Howdy. And two new guests, Bernice and Martin. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us. Before we get into the meat of the action today, I just want to get you guys to introduce yourselves. So, Bernice, let's start with you. Why don't you give us a movie and a movie character that represents you?
Okay, I'll start with a movie character because I think that's easier. In terms of movie character that would best describe me, it would be a mix of like two characters. I'd say first is Joe Marsh from Little Women, mostly because of really like we share a lot of the same values on like women's roles, and she's a little bit awkward and despises prim and proper like formal society, but she's also very ambitious and a good level of rebelliousness, and a mix of Rosie, which is the mom of Jojo Rabbit. She's very sarcastic, goofy, which is also me, but she has definite strong values and deeply caring, actually, if you get to know her more. In terms of movies, something that probably just sticks out because I've seen it a lot more recently is The Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Nothing at all because there's two girls there that are in love, but it's just it has a lot of elements.
What is this one called for later?
For research purposes?
Portrait of a Lady on Fire. I just really enjoyed that movie. It has a lot of elements that I enjoyed. I can't fully explain it. It's just I like the visuals of it, the setting, like the music and the way they just portrayed the story. So if you want to learn more, just watch Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
Okay. And going back to what's Joe from Little Women? That's the Saoirse Ronan character, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
When
I don't
we were
remember their names.
when we were talking about this in advance, when you said Joe from Little Women, I thought you meant Timothy Chalamet's character because I forgot that Saoirse Ronan's character was. And then you said that and the mom from Jojo Rabbit. And I was like, those are very different characters.
Sorry, Joe Marsh.
Okay, cool. Those are good choices. Martin, how about you?
I was having a little bit of trouble finding a character that really represented me. Even going through a whole bunch of lists of movies that I've liked, and I know for sure at some point in my life I thought, yeah, this character, like I feel like I feel them and I feel it represents me, but I couldn't really find that person like at the moment. So I guess a character that I would pick right now is maybe Rufio from the really old Peter Pan movie Hook. Rufio, as I guess most people might know, was the leader of the Lost Boys, a gang of like some of them were children, some of them were adults that didn't want to grow up, and he was actually one of the first I think like Filipino actors that were in a big movie, which is really cool to see because it's like seeing representation, seeing someone that looked like you on a big screen. So I thought that was really cool. And just his character of like just being a man child, like a grown person who just doesn't want to grow up. Really nostalgia about his childhood, and just wants to go on adventures. A little bit of a misfit. Doesn't really fit in society like all the time. So I felt like that maybe Rufio, I would say is a good maybe good selection for my choice at this point.
Rest in peace, Rufio.
Rufio. damn Hook. So in terms of movie, once again, I was having a hard time finding like a movie that really represented me. So I'm just going to say sort of my favorite film. I actually don't know why it's my favorite film, but for some reason, whenever I think of like a movie that I really enjoyed, that I thought was really well done, it always goes back to Fight Club by David Fincher. And David Fincher is like one of my favorite like directors. He does really good stuff. And the reason why I like that movie was, I mean, it was one of the, I guess the first movies that really like caught my attention in terms of Like really good storytelling, really good cinematography, and just the whole like can I swear?
Yes, you can.
Okay. On the spot.
We've
Okay,
had
yeah.
much worse said than a swear word on this podcast.
And the mind fuck at the end, like the great like twist on the storytelling. I mean, Edward Norton, brilliant. Brad Pitt, sexy as hell. Like I always joke around, like I want to look like Brad Pitt in Fight Club. It's just overall a really good movie. So I would say that maybe as my movie selection.
Cool. You know what? To this day, and this I'm ashamed to say, I have not seen Fight Club from beginning to end. I've seen all of it like out of order, just probably like clips and stuff. Yeah, but I pretty much know everything about the movie. I just haven't seen it from beginning to end. But
what's her name? The main girl, the really good actress. What's her name?
Bellatrix.
Oh, Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, she was fantastic in that.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, she was fine.
I don't know about fine, but she was good. She did well.
All right. So getting right into it, today we have our experts, Martin and Bernice, joining us to to talk about Wes Anderson and not only like his movies and his characters, but really what's more importantly, which of his characters would be would make up the best team to in certain outlandish scenarios that I've created, so you know they're ridiculous. But I mean, before we get into that, I know a lot of people. I mean, maybe not a lot of people. Maybe a lot of people listening might not know who Wes Anderson is and is about, myself included. I can safely say that before the 2 weeks ago, I had not seen a Wes Anderson movie, like a full Wes Anderson movie. And I still haven't, because I tend to fall asleep, which is not a knock on Wes. Was not a knock on Wes Anderson. I know he is a good director. He makes good stuff, but I don't know why. I just always fall asleep. So naturally, I'm the perfect moderator for this episode. But to give everyone a bit of background, guys and girl, can you explain to me, like, who and what and where and why is Wes Anderson? What, like, why is he a big deal? Who is he? Who is he to you? Give me something.
So I'll
Take it away,
talk
Martin.
about. I'll go first and then maybe Martin.
No,
Yes, please.
So I was always like a big fan of movies growing up, but it was more like I was a big fan of like the Star Wars or the Mummy or stuff like this. And I feel like when I started to really get into cinema, it was that time when probably a lot of people get into like the other forms of cinema, and it's when I was in high school. It's when like you're starting to be introduced to ideas for the first time of your life, and then you start being introduced to artsy cinema. And Wes Anderson is kind of that main one that I think a lot of people go to as like he's kind of the king of art house and artsy cinema that has idea and style. And I definitely got caught up in that as well, and I still appreciate a lot of his movies, not just for the style, but because there's also a lot of like really good themes behind it as they relate to especially family, that I think are still meaningful. But I would say he's one of those mainstream, non-mainstream people where he's kind of one of the first person you think of when you think of like that artsy style. And I think he's almost gone too mainstream now, where it's like his new stuff coming out, it's like, oh, now he's just like the style for the sake of style, and he's like too popular. And I kind of liked him more when it was, he was off doing his own thing and like reinventing his style for the first time. And I don't know whether that's just because I'm used to the style and it doesn't have like a novelty factor. But in rewatching a lot of his movies for this podcast, like they still hold up. They're still really, really good movies, but I'm not as excited for The French Dispatch, which is what his newest one coming out next year is. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about Wes Anderson now, because he is very good, but he's also very mainstream and very repetitive. So yeah, that's my basic opinion of him.
How did you like Isle of Dogs?
It's weird because when we were thinking of this episode and like characters, like I almost feel like the two animated Wes Anderson movies don't really count. Like it's like they're different. It's a different thing, and like Isle of Dogs was still good, but it's not. I don't know. It's like someone else doing a version of Wes Anderson in my mind.
Interesting. What about you guys?
You can go, Bernice.
No, you go.
Okay. So I mean, it's sort of similar to like Carson's story, like my introduction to Wes Anderson, but mine was like much later in my life because yeah, growing up I wasn't really into movies like or my appreciation for movies isn't the same as it was like 15 years ago as it is today. Like growing up, it was more about like appreciating or going to watch movies in the cinema for like blockbuster hits. Like it was that kind of thing. It was just like enjoying like big films with family, with friends, and just talking about it at school. But it wasn't like going into the depths of appreciating like the storytelling, the dialogue, the character development, et cetera, et cetera. Sorry, my like I'm potting from the basement, so sometimes you'll hear the pipes in my thing. So hopefully it doesn't ruin the pod.
The reality of COVID.
Yes, exactly. So actually, my introduction to Wes was probably Moonrise Kingdom in like 2012. I think I heard of Fantastic Mr. Fox, I think back in '09, but I had no interest in watching it. But for whatever reason, I watched Moonrise Kingdom in 2012, and I think at that point I really enjoyed it. So I started looking up, okay, like who directed this, like the cinematography and like the film style. It was just very distinct and nothing that I'd ever seen before. Like really quirky, really witty. The use of colors, the really specific like camera angles, that kind of thing. It was just things that I noticed. So I started looking up a little bit more, and I figured out, okay, so there's this guy named Wes Anderson. And I started looking through sort of his history. And then that's, I guess, how I sort of came to understand like, oh, who this American director is. And I went and did a little bit of research, call it torrenting, his films growing up. And then I think I didn't go too far back in his like portfolio at that point. I think I just watched Royal Tenenbaums because it was the next acclaimed hit after or before Fantastic Mr. Fox, and I really enjoyed that. So I thought, okay, this is something to keep my eye out for. And then in 2014, when he released Grand Budapest, where personally I think he really came into his like style, like quintessential Wes Anderson is, in my opinion, the Grand Budapest. After that, I was really blown away by like sort of his direction and as his creative vision for the movie and the universe he built. And then I started going, and then because of that, I started looking farther and farther back of okay, what other movies has he made? I watched Fantastic Mr. Fox. I watched Isle of Dogs in 2018, et cetera, et cetera. So at this point, I still enjoy his work. I could see why Carson would say like it is getting repetitive, but in my opinion, I think that's what makes him him. He does have a very distinctive, very unique style, and I'm really interested to see how he plans on sort of pushing his creativity or his experimental like vision for his next film, because yeah, I know he does have a style, and I was wondering if he can like update it, which would be an interesting question.
I agree with a lot of what you have to say, but I disagree with one piece, and that it's to say Grand Budapest Hotel is his quintessential movie. Like for me, the thing that makes him a great director is like, yes, he has his style. Everyone knows his style, but it's mashing that together with really grounded, really real family dramas. And for me, Grand Budapest Hotel is when it came to say like, okay, I'm not caring about that family part anymore, and I'm just making style. Because like for me, his best work is his earlier work, which was when he was collaborating with Owen Wilson writing a lot of the scripts. Noah Baumbach was helping write some of the scripts as well, and Noah Baumbach does a lot of other family dramas. And it's like he needs someone to do a really good grounded script for him, and then he'll dress it up and he'll direct it. He'll make the characters like really sympathetic, and like he'll add all of the stuff on top of it. But it's like for me, the best part of Wes Anderson was when Owen Wilson was doing the writing for him.
Yeah, for sure. I actually, though, I like to consider Grand Boot like I get the whole like family drama, dysfunctional family relationships that completely make sense for like pretty much like 75% of his filmography. However, for me, like the thing that really impressed me about Wes Anderson was not always like specifically the characters, but it was actually the aesthetic. The aesthetic is what actually really drew me initially to Wes Anderson, because there's a lot of films that do really good storytelling, really good dialogue, really good character development, but the artistic style of Wes Anderson was for me at that time it was very very unique, and I think Grand Budapest is where he really solidified like his his distinctive style with like centering, flat camera angles, the use of muted colors and pastels, really saturated, bright environments, that kind of thing. So I think he did that really, really, really well in Grand Budapest, and that's probably why I say in terms of art direction, maybe not storytelling, but art direction, I would say for me, Grand Budapest is it.
I will agree with that then. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we have a good intro to Wes Anderson, and it helps for me as well. I kind of just used you guys to to explain him because I would not have been able to. And it's funny because which one was it? The Grand Budapest Hotel. I remember. I think that was the last one that I tried to watch. Oh no, sorry, it was Isle of Dogs that I tried to watch, and I mean, like I was like Martin, you said I was drawn in by like the style of it because I think that was the first one that I tried like ever, and I was drawn in by the style, like it just looked interesting, and then I don't know, like I just couldn't keep up with it. Like not that like I didn't get it, as just I don't know if it was like the pace was too slow or like I'm just used to big dumb movies, and that's just what I enjoy. It's just probably a taste thing, but like I don't know. Again, I haven't been able to get through all of them, but hopefully the movies that you guys create later in the podcast will will pique my interest.
Sure.
And with that, let's go into the draft. So what we're going to do is we're going to draft Wes Anderson characters from his movies to make a super team of sorts that has to be flexible enough to handle a variety of situations that I've created. And they are beholden to certain categories that we've established. Those being, we need a Bill Murray character, an Owen Wilson, or sorry, not an Owen Wilson, a Wilson brother, because there are apparently 3 that I've just learned from Carson like a week ago. We need a matriarch or a motherly type character, a minor or a child, a Schwartzman character, so someone that's been played by Jason Schwartzman, and a wild card. So that can be anyone that does not fall into the 5 previous categories. And we're gonna make some movie magic with these people. So to determine our draft order, I've created a game for you guys, and it's very simple. You each will have 10 seconds, and I will give you an actor who regularly appears in Wes Anderson's universe, and you have to give me as many movies as you can name that they've appeared in. All right?
Okay.
And you also have to show me your hands on camera so I know you're not Googling. Because I can see screens flashing already. So, first one, I'm going to go with... Hold on, let me get it. Actually, no, I'll just time it myself. Karsten, you go first. Your actor is Owen Wilson. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
So Darjeeling Limited, Bottle Rocket, Royal Tenenbaums.
Wait, hold on. Sorry,
What?
I forgot to mention they can't be Wes Anderson
Oh.
movies.
What?
My fault. Yeah, they can't be Wes Anderson movies. That was the whole purpose of the game, and I left that rule out. I apologize. That is my fault. I should be fired.
All right, I'm gonna lose this game.
I know me too. I suck at titles
It's okay.
too.
Okay, ready? Carson, you're going to do it again. I'm going to use a real timer now because it's too hard to keep track and keep time at the same time. Ready, set, go.
Zoolander. Oh God, I'm freezing up on Owen Wilson.
Time.
This should be the easiest one.
Time. I mean, you could have said Zoolander too.
Oh,
Wait, was he in Wedding Crashers? Was he in
Yes,
that?
he was.
Yeah.
He was. Okay, that's like the only movie I'm like bringing him.
I
feel
purposely
like the
assigned
title.
you these characters to make it even because I feel like Owen Wilson was the most mainstream movie guy, and I thought that would be a bit of a challenge for Carson. Bernice, you are up next. Your actor is Ben Stiller. Ready?
Oh, sorry.
Hey, show me your hands. Ready, set, go.
Zoolander. Yes, I have one. Life of Walter Mitty. Ben Stiller, right?
Yep.
Time. Shit, too.
Martin.
All right, 0.
You-
Let's go.
Are it's okay. This game is the great equalizer right now. Martin, your actor is Bill Murray. Ready, set, go.
I'm freezing up. Groundhog Day. Fucking.
Time.
Lost in translation.
Oh,
That's right. I
God
know
damn.
like if you have time, it's not hard to think of it, but when you're on the spot,
Yeah. I am so bad at on the spot. Like,
Yeah.
oh, give me an answer now. I'm just like, I'll freeze up.
Yeah.
and that is what I am. That was the point of the game. So sorry, guys. But Bernice won. You get to draft first. I'm gonna need a tiebreaker from Carson and Martin because you both got 1 point each. So the first one to name a movie that, or the first one to name a movie that Jason Schwartzman has been in. Go.
Sorry, it's freezing up for me.
Yeah, right.
Non Wes Anderson.
There's
movie
the
that
movie
Jason
where
Wes
he paints
Anderson.
buttholes, and I can't remember the name of it.
How about a TV series?
I was gonna ask.
No,
But I know it's.
there's no time limit on this.
I should really know this. This really annoys me
Yeah.
that I can't get this.
I will open it up to Google in 10 seconds.
It's hard actually.
I know. Okay, let's see who can research it the fastest. You may Google now.
Jesus Christ.
I don't
Like
have time to
majority
Google,
Wes
so I'm going to
Anderson.
call it like The Overnight. I don't remember what the name of the movie is, but if it's The Overnight or The Overnighters, I'm going with that.
Let's see. Because I've never heard of that before.
Oh fuck, he was in this. Oh shit.
Okay, Carson got it.
Oh, was it?
It's called a what? Overnighters?
The Overnight.
Oh, the Overnight. Yeah, I see.
I've never heard of that movie before.
Me
I was
neither.
actually looking for Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh,
That's what I'm about to
damn.
say. What the heck?
Okay, so Bernice is drafting first, Carson is drafting second, Martin is third, and then Martin, you will pick twice in a row because you're last, and then it's a
Okay.
snake draft. Got it?
Oh no.
So
Okay.
Bernice, Carson, Martin, Carson, Bernice.
Okay.
So the first actually no, sorry, it can be any category. So you can go whichever way you want, whoever you want to draft first. Bernice, it's on you.
Any category?
Any category, you get to draft the first character.
Okay, I'm going to draft the first minor / child. I'm going to draft Christopherson from Fantastic Mr. Fox because I feel as a kid he's multi-talented and can literally do anything. So my goal is to build a well-rounded team.
Good strategy. Who can you give me like who is he like who
Oh,
like a background, just a bit of background.
sorry, Christopherson is basically the main family's. Well, yeah, the main family's like a cousin of. How do you say it? It's like a nephew of Mr. Fox.
Okay.
I believe was it the dad? He was in the hospital for something, so they had to basically take him in for a while. Overall in the movie, he outshines the son in everything, to the point that Mr. Fox involved Christopherson a lot more in strategy and planning and stealing whatever was in their plan instead of his son, because he was just better.
Who voices him?
Okay. What was that, Carson?
Who voices him?
I'm not sure.
It was I have this Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Eric Chase Anderson,
Eric Anderson.
who's definitely not a minor. I'm just looking at a picture of him.
That's fine. I'm not questioning the eligibility. I'm just trying to clarify.
Know. That's fine. Carson, you're up next.
So I'm going for some of the weaker categories here. I'm not going to pick Herman Bloom from the Bill Murray category. And while I love a lot of the Bill Murray characters, they are very flawed. So I'm trying to pick one that I think has some good resources available to him. He's worth $10 million. So that's part of why, Herman Bloom is my Bill Murray character.
Interesting. Okay, Martin.
Okay, so I'm also going to choose the Bill Murray category, and I'm going to go with from Grand Budapest, Monsieur Ivan. He's one of the there's like a secret society of concierges, and it seems that a lot of these concierges have access to like exclusive like resources, like things that you normally wouldn't be able to get. So I think that might be useful in some of these scenarios. Someone who's like a matchmaker, someone who can get things done no matter what the scenario is. He's part of a society of like people who are very, very connected. So I'm going to go with him, the concierge, Ivan from Grand Budapest.
Hey, don't put all your cards on the table yet, guys.
I was hoping no one else would clue in on the Society of Crossed Keys, but I guess that's out there. So,
okay, Martin, you're up again. You get 2 in a row.
Okay, so the second one I'm probably going to take, because I'm really struggling to find people in this category at this point, is for the minor/child category. So I'm going to go with Sam from Moonrise Kingdom, because he seems to be like really smart kid. He's a Boy Scout, so he's like he has his head on his shoulders. He knows how to navigate and survive and stuff like that. So I'll go with him. Okay,
Carson, back to you.
Oh man, so it's a deep category, but this is my favorite character that I think that fits this one. I'm going with Dignan from Bottle Rocket, played by Owen Wilson. So that is my Wilson brother. He is crafty and good at planning, and I think that could come in useful in the scenarios ahead.
Bernice?
Okay, for my wild card, similar to Martin's reasoning, I'm actually going to go with Captain Hennessy from Life Aquatic, simply because I feel like he has access to a lot of resources. He has a lot of money and can open up a lot of doors for whatever scenario later.
And your next pick?
You
get 2 in a row.
Schwartzman character, I will get Cousin Ben from Moonrise Kingdom. This was honestly a hard category for me. I just feel Cousin Ben probably has a lot of tricks up his sleeves. He knows a lot of children that maybe I can leverage later.
He knows a lot. Wait, what?
Kids. I don't know if I need a crowd.
He's like the Grand Maester from Game of Thrones, so that
there's a lot of little boys.
The gang of homeless kids that like murders people for him. Carson, you're next.
So in the matriarch category, I'm going to go with Eleanor Zizou. She also has a lot of financial resources, and there's not a lot of other great characters in that category. So yeah, I'm going with her.
Wait, I have a question about because she was also in my list, but technically she's not a mother. She has no children. So are we still counting her as a matriarch? She doesn't possess any descendants.
So I
Matriarch.
classified that category, or I interpreted the category as matriarch or motherly. So not
Oh,
like doesn't
motherly.
necessarily
Okay.
have to have children,
Okay,
but
okay.
like just that kind of role.
Yeah. Because I remember in the movie, what they say, like, oh, like when she was telling a secret to the girl about Bill Murray's character,
That he shoots
something
blanks.
like, yeah, he shoots blanks. that was a good scene. That was a good scene.
That's actually like I assumed that the definition of matriarch is just like someone who is
Like a
powerful but
woman.
is also female, but maybe I needed to check that up.
Yeah.
Cool. Works for me.
Oh, I bought into the gender stereotype. I apologize. Martin, is your turn.
Okay.
You can see my screen, right?
No, sorry. Follow my Captain Hennessy is my wild card.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I put that in the wrong. Whoa.
Okay. I'm
Draft
going.
clock is 30 seconds, by the way.
Sorry.
I
That's
should
right.
enforce that. I should have said that, but I will enforce it starting now.
Okay. I'm gonna go with my wild card category, and I'm gonna go with Dimitri from Grand Budapest. Once again, he's sort of like he's sort of a troublemaker, but like he can like other characters, he knows what he wants. He's really aggressive about getting it, even if he has to use force and a little bit of violence. Plus, he has access to money, so I think he's another character that might be useful in a scenario.
And your next one?
And then I will go with a Jason Schwartzman character. And let's go with Max Fisher from Rushmore. I think he might be good in like two of those scenarios specifically because he's good with students and stuff. So let's go with him.
It may be my lack of understanding and knowledge of
Sorry.
Wes Anderson characters, but I thought he would be off the board sooner.
Yeah.
Carson.
Yeah.
I'm also going in the Schwartzman category. I'm going with Monsieur Jean from Grand Budapest Hotel. He is also a member of the Society of Crossed Keys. And yeah, that was a tough one. Max Fisher, he's like a popular character, but he's also a very flawed character. So I don't know if I feel like I won that one or not.
Already taking shots. Bernice, your last two characters.
For Bill Murray, I'm going to pick Raleigh St. Clair from Royal Tenenbaums. Figured I need someone academic.
Okay. And your next?
Wilson brother, I'll get Ellie Cash from Royal Tenenbaum as well. He has a celebrity status, could be useful for something later. But he's also smart in writing.
Okay. Carson?
Oh man, this is okay. So for my child character, I'm gonna go with Dirk Calloway from Rushmore.
Dirk?
For reasons unknown.
Yeah.
I'm leaving myself helpful notes of which movies these people are in because some of them I don't know. Martin, your last two picks.
Okay. Okay, so for my Wilson brother character, I'm going to go with Anthony Adams from Bottle Rocket, because he seems to be like a talented criminal. He's the most talented out of the three like heistmen in that movie, so I'll go with him. He was Luke Wilson, played by Luke Wilson. And then for mother, I am going to go with Madame D from Grand Budapest, mainly because she's extremely wealthy and I'm sure she could get me whatever I need when the time comes.
All right, Carson, your last pick.
Oh, I should have been thinking about this instead of listening to other people. So
It
I
has
have
to
to
be a
pick
wild
the
card.
wild card character, and I'm gonna go with Pagoda from the Royal Tenenbaums, uh, driver and international assassin.
Yes. He got stabbed in the back. Who did it?
Bernice, your last pick.
Go.
Who else is there? Sorry. I'll go with I forgot her name. The mom in Moonrise Kingdom. Sorry, let me
Mrs.
Google
Bishop.
this.
Susan Bishop.
Is it Susan?
Bishop, I think. Yeah.
Just for the simple fact she's a lawyer, that could be useful later. I really wanted Eleanor.
I forgot she was.
All right, and time with 2 seconds to spare. You got your team in. So the teams are looking pretty good, pretty even. All right, so how do you guys feel about your teams?
So I was kind of surprised how the draft went, and I feel like I made a lot of like bad decisions because I think the theme of this podcast is like freezing up when you need to make a decision. But I'm just looking at the draft board and like Steve Zissou, Ned Plimpton, Ethelene Tenenbaum, like none of those went. Like I thought there was only 2 good picks in the matriarch category, Eleanor Zissou and Ethelene Tenenbaum, and one of those didn't even go. So I was kind of surprised by that. Also, I'm mad that I didn't pick Klaus because I really meant to, but
yeah, he was good.
Yeah, no, Ethelene was, and Steve actually was my second choice if I didn't get my first choice. But at the last minute, I switched to Susan just because my justification for Ethelene kind of was duplicated by somebody else, which was
exactly.
So I had to make my team a lot more diverse. But yeah, if I didn't see the scenarios at all, this would probably look like a completely different team. But then because I have some sort of idea for at least some of the scenarios, I wanted to get specific skills. And yeah, but
For
overall okay, except for what's Eleanor Zissou for me. I got everybody else.
Yeah. Actually, I got none of my first picks. Except for the Bill Murray character, because that was the one that I got to pick first. So he's the only one where I actually got my first pick. But I mean, like you could because the scenarios are so different, you could make some justifications about why certain characters weren't picked. Because as Bernie said, some of the things that they could do could be potentially replicated by other characters. For people with money that could give you access to resources, there's like so many of those in Wes Anderson films. Like there's usually some kind of rich character in rich but like deteriorating character in his movies.
I think you got 3 of them.
I'm telling you, money solves all problems. This is my philosophy.
Hey, save it for the scenarios, guys. It was you said, the people that were left off. Some of them are particularly distressing to me because a lot of the characters that I actually do know were not picked.
Oh, no.
So this will be a special challenge for you guys to convince me of your team. So is everyone feeling good? Ready to take on the scenarios that
let's do it.
As good as it can be.
I hope you're ready to rip each other to shreds in true Wes Anderson fashion.
You joke about that, but it's actually a lot closer than you think because they're actually very dysfunctional and they rip each other apart a lot. So
maybe not violently, but
you are right, but I'm thinking more violently, even though the scenarios are not like that for the most part. Anyways, I digress. So for everyone listening, each person or each team is going to have 2 minutes to explain why they are the best for the scenarios, which I'll explain. And then after that, after everyone has gone, there will be a 5-minute open battle royale discussion of why everyone else's team sucks and their team is the best. So to start, keeping things topical, the first scenario is that your protagonist owned a restaurant which has since closed down due to the COVID lockdown, unfortunately. In order to get a new job, he or she and their team must create a made-up university to get a fake degree so that they can practice law, medicine, etc., some sort of profession that you need higher education for. However, word has spread of this new university, and people have started applying. So now they must successfully run the university to graduate at least one class of students or go to jail for fraud, because movie law. The plot is paper thin, but that is the state of cinema today. Just kidding. We are going to go in the same order of the draft. So, Bernice, you are first. How will your team take on this scenario?
Okay, so my protagonist is in this scenario is cousin Ben. First and foremost, he has access to a band of kids who can act as, maybe not, some of them might be too young to be in university, but surely some of them could be the pretend students that he could literally just order around, and he can literally tell them what to do. So easy access to that. And even the younger kids, surely they have some brothers and sisters that could be enrolled in this fake university. And then I have Riley St. Clair, who's a writer and a neurologist, who was actually at the end of Royal Tenenbaums, he succeeded in one of his studies. So he's a known neurologist, and he will be the one leading science, very renowned. I also have Eli Cash, who was a literary celebrity. He will be the one teaching English, also very renowned, and already setting up a really good reputation for my university. So my university will just focus on science and English. And so in the back end, I have Susan Bishop, who will plan the operations and handle all legal problems with parents or any legal problems in the day-to-day. We have Captain Hennessy, who will literally fund everything from the building of the university, getting locations, whatever financial resources they need, it will be funded completely by Captain Hennessy. And then Christofferson, I will also use as my star student, pretend. He is literally good at everything, good at all the classes. So by graduation, he will be the exemplar student that I would like to show the world. He's a fox, but he was a valedictorian. So damn, stellar university. The end.
Wow, right on time with 5 seconds to spare. All right. Carson, I believe, is next.
So I'm going for the entertainment value of them attempting to do this rather than them being successful at doing it. My protagonist, who lost the restaurant and is starting this up, is Herman Bloom, played by Bill Murray in Rushmore. So he's the one who's kind of running the operation, but you also have like Eleanor Zizou, who was partially financing it. But really, my brains are the operation to help get a lot of this done. And the guy who's the con artist is Dignan. And I'm just imagining him with like Herman Bloom and Eleanor Zizou like funding him, because his biggest thing is like he was kind of a second-rate criminal. But in this situation, like he has the opportunity to use his charm and use like his ability as a con artist to like kind of bring people into the operation. And then for entertainment value, I'm just imagining Pagoda teaching a class somewhere. And I don't know if it's like international relations or something, but just like I feel like you could cut away to scenes of Pagoda teaching something that he's super unqualified for. But in true Pagoda fashion, he just like, I don't know, for some reason knows how to do everything. And so I feel like those characters would be entertaining together.
Or do you defer your time?
I defer the rest of my time.
All right. Martin, you're up.
Okay, so for myself, I'm sort of going to target like what the underlying goal is, and that's really just to get a fake degree so that they could find a new job. So in true Wes Anderson fashion, on the surface level, it's going to look like real. It's going to look legitimate, but underneath, everything's going to be destroyed. It's not going to be real. It's going to be, everything's disintegrating. It's just going to be like what it needs to be to pretend to have what it's at the surface level. So I'm going to go with my protagonist as Max Fisher, because I mean, in the film, in Rushmore, he sort of was like he embodied really that kind of mentality where He pretends to be like this all-star student, but really he's just getting by. So what I'm going to try to do with this team is really just create a fake degree for the sake of creating a degree and not actually create a university, if the purpose is just to have said degree to get a job. So Max Fisher will sort of be like the ringleader, conning everything, because he's really good with like creating clubs, creating organizations. So he'll be in charge of creating like sort of a fake company. I'll get Madame D and Monsieur Ivan as sort of like the investors. They'll pay for, let's say, the fraudulent website to pretend it's a university, the fraudulent real estate like bills, like the property decrees things, like to pretend that we have real estate. And then I'll use Anthony Adams and Dimitri as sort of like bullies or perpetrators to sort of go after like any auditors or organizations that are trying to prove that we are fake, but they'll be used to sort of like intimidate them and scare them away. And then Sam from Moonrise will, I guess he'll just tag along with Max Fisher and sort of just like be his protege and help him out with sort of like figuring out how to con the whole system just to get that fake degree.
All right. I actually started your timer late, so I think you finished right on time.
Okay.
I'm going to give you guys all 5 minutes to fight and go.
Okay, so I'm gonna start. I'm gonna talk about your wild cards, which I feel like are too much of a wild card. And this one, so Alistair Hennessy, I should mention, he is not rich. He is good at getting grant money. And for this scenario, that might be very helpful, but I'm pointing that out for the sake of future arguments that he's not rich. Like, he could actually get some grant money for the school. So granted, that might be good for this scenario, maybe not for future ones. Dimitri is a very, very selfish-minded individual. I don't see him willing to help out this team at all. So I'd be very curious to, like, if Max Fisher told him to go bully somebody, like, Dimitri's not going to listen to Max Fisher, so I'm curious to see how that would work out.
Good point. Good point. So maybe I didn't really talk about like the motivations for each character. Like, it's sort of, I mean, technically the scenario put all of these people in it, forced them to be on a team, right? So yes, there might be leadership issues. Like, no matter which protagonist you choose, there might be someone on the team that refuses to listen to someone just because we're forcing them to be in one group, and they weren't like, talking with each other and trying to figure out, oh, I like you, so let's join forces, kind of thing. So I guess the motivation for Dimitri is, he'll be rewarded at the end of the day once we figure out how to get this character, our protagonist, back to have a degree. Maybe it'll lead to some really smart business decisions that will financially benefit Dimitri. And I know he's really driven by money. I would say that.
I have no comment. I feel like my team was pretty flawless compared to Martin's, especially.
What are you talking about?
To argue.
I was trying to go the route of, who really needs to create a university when all that matters is the actual paper, right?
Yeah, and so what I'll say about your team, Bernice, is so Cousin Ben, this notion that he just comes with a bunch of children because he's a troop leader, I'd like to challenge that a little bit. Also, like, children don't go to university, but that's like saying like Herman Bloom owns a company. It's like he doesn't come with all of his employees. I mean, he has connections, he has relationships with the youth. I don't know how that would be helpful in a university setting, but yeah, that, like, I kind of attack that argument a little bit.
I think I mentioned, like, it's not necessarily his khaki scouts, but his khaki scouts also have access to other potential university students. But also, sorry, I should have mentioned this, but there's also an incentive for the khaki scouts to join this university. They're going to get a high reward or a high ranking in khaki scout camp. Easy.
Another patch, right? It's the university patch.
Mm-hmm.
And then
prerequisite.
For extra entertainment value, I'm going to suggest that the university that my people are running is a secret criminal university, that it's teaching people how to become criminals, because you have like Dignan and Pagoda and Herman Bloom, and they're all like kind of sketchy people. So while they're trying to front a university that looks legitimate, they're legitimately trying to train people to be better criminals.
Cars is trying to play the
Okay.
judge right now.
Yeah, but so here's the counter argument. So if the university is known to be a criminal oriented university, how far is that degree going to get the protagonist in life? Right? If
Same
point is
arguments
this
for your
person to get a
university,
job.
Martin.
No, but mine is a fake degree for a fake university. I could call it like the most prestigious because it's fake. It's just going to be on
but
paper.
how far are they going to get through in life if they didn't learn anything?
Hey, look at all these rich businessmen that didn't go to school. Mark Zuckerberg. There's high school dropouts. You know, in today's world, you don't need to go to school to be
Yeah,
rich.
if you're a genius.
No.
You have Dimitri.
No. You just have to be motivated with a good business idea at the right time.
Which is
really
why
what
I
drives
think
business.
that
business idea if you're smart.
a fraudulent degree doesn't matter for criminals because, I mean, they're not looking for very good qualifications. They're looking for people who know what they're doing. So in my mind, the idea could actually work. It's entertaining to see it fall apart because it definitely will, but it could work maybe.
It's up to you, Paulo.
This is
Very good.
well, yeah, there was like 10 seconds left, but this was pretty close. I am leading. Actually, I'm going to give this one to Bernice. Her team, and this is I'm basing like a lot of this on 100% on your arguments because, like, from what I've seen from Wes Anderson movies, like my knowledge is not even close to like keeping up with your with what you guys are saying. But like from what you're saying, I saw that Bernice had like teachers, which was a big thing for me. Like a lot of her classes, using the kids as students was a big plus as well. I mean, I saw a lot more of the fields filled with Bernice's team, so I'm going to give that one to.
Thank you.
Good job.
I needed that because I know I'm going to lose the rest.
I also appreciate just the consistent use of using the kids, the scout troop.
Yeah, like why are they that important? Like there's
as
other like
outlandish
side
as it is, I don't
characters.
know. That one's working well for me, but I will not I will not allow you to win me over with that one again. So let's chalk that up to scenario 1 for Bernice. Congratulations. Scenario 2. Your protagonist has lost his or her fortune after a very bad business deal. Think Ocean's 13. What's that old guy's name? Doesn't matter. But basically, yeah. Lost a fortune after a bad business deal. They have learned via Reddit that there is a treasure map on the Declaration of Independence. So to regain their fortune and get revenge on the offending company or CEO, whoever, you can create your own antagonist here. They must assemble a crack team to steal the Declaration of Independence and follow the map to find the treasure. So we're going to go in reverse order this time, keeping in with a snake draft. So Martin, you are first.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go with my main character as Anthony Adams from Bottle Rocket. Simply because he's like a very, very talented heistman. So he's really knowledgeable about how to plan a strategy, how to plan an attack to steal something like the DOI. So I'll have him as my main character and a supporting cast. Okay, so we'll use Monsieur Ivan from the Secret Society of Cross Keys to use a network to find more information about where the DOI is stored and any sort of like tidbits of knowledge, little hints here and there that we can gather from really exclusive resources to help us sort of figure out where we need to go, what are the steps we need to take to find the DOI. Madam D can be our sole sort of investor. She can provide the equipment, any sort of like guns or digging equipment or airplane tickets or motorcycles or whatever we need, accommodations, whatever the team needs to plan this heist. Sam can be sort of our lead navigator. He's really, as a Boy Scout, he really understands the territory. He knows how to use a compass and a map. So that's like perfect for this sort of situation. Dimitri can sort of be used as like sort of the lead perpetrator, lead like aggressive like bodyguard. Any sort of physical violence that's required to get to the DOI, he'll be in charge of it. And Max is just, good con artist, small, nimble, can get through small places. Yeah, that's sort of my argument.
All right. 15 seconds to spare. Carson,
Okay,
you're next.
Yeah, my protagonist is Eleanor Zizou, and she's the one putting this team together. But the team itself is going to be led by Dignan, who is the best con artist and planner on the board here. I don't know where this idea of Anthony Adams being a good con artist is coming from. I'm going to attack that later. But basically, I have a leader on my team who can organize this, which is Dignan from Bottle Rocket. And then I have an international assassin in Pagoda. And then Dirk Calloway works as an effective diversion because he's a kid. He's an innocent kid. And, if he gets into trouble in like the museum or wherever the Declaration of Independence is, like, people will draw attention towards that. And then, even though Eleanor Zizou has lost her fortune, Herman Bloom also is worth $10 million. He can help finance some of this operation. So I'm hinging a lot of this on Dignan and Pagoda. And if this comes down to a battle of the Bottle Rocket Boys, which are Dignan versus Alexander or Anthony Adams, I'm going to go with the guy who didn't go to rehab because he was exhausted and didn't want to talk about water sports. So I'm going with Dignan.
Voluntary rehab.
Save it for the fight, Martin. you can't fight back yet.
And I'm done.
Okay, Carson, straight to the point using minimal time. I like it. Bernice, your turn.
Okay, it's gonna go downhill from here. So my protagonist is Raleigh St. Clair. His business deal was basically surrounding his findings in his science world, whatever. But this goal is going to be led by Christopherson. He's a fox. He's really good at sneaking around and grabbing whatever they need from the opponent. Also led by Captain Ben. He's a leader in the Khaki Scouts. So he's really good at planning. Definitely better than Sam from Moonrise Kingdom, because Sam is simply a Khaki Scout, but I have Captain Ben, who's a leader. Definitely higher skills there. And we can use the kids for distraction whenever we need it. I'm also using Eli Cash, because he has celebrity status and he has the capacity to ruin the reputation of my opponent if need be. With the help of Susan Bishop, who's a lawyer, we can find any flaw that we could use against the opponent, and then really just bring it out there in the media thanks to Eli Cash. And we have Captain Hennessy as last resort if they need to escape the country because their plans failed. We have a ship ready to go.
I like how you're prepared for failure, Bernice.
Yeah,
not the actual strategy, just the failure.
Oh, I'm very confident that Christopherson can get this DOI because he's proved a lot of things in Fantastic Mr. Fox. He's stolen from 3 different barns, so I'm confident in his skills here. But I have a plan B,
All right.
Paulo, is it
you'll find out later if I count that as extra points. I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes now to poke holes in each other's teams for the scenario, and go.
Quick question, Paulo. Would we be able to see the teams on your screen? Because sometimes I forget which character belongs to which.
You know what? I have my notes on here as well, so I don't want you to see those.
So while he's bringing those up, I can make a couple points here.
Okay,
Bernice, when I look at your team, I see a lot of people who follow rules or have public status, and I think them potentially getting caught in criminal affairs is difficult. You got, Raleigh St. Clair, he's a professor. You got Cousin Ben, he's a troop leader. You got a lawyer. You got Alistair Hennessy, who lives off his ability to get grants. And it's like, I don't think a team, first of all, people who follow rules their whole life are going to be able to get the Declaration of Independence. So sorry, I'm kind of discounting your team and I'm going to be attacking Martin more. But really, I am bringing it down to like Dignan versus Anthony Adams. And like, Anthony Adams is a very lazy person. He's really just going along. Dignan is the one who's coming up with all the ideas. He's driving it. Like, I don't think Anthony Adams is motivated enough to do anything. And then also in terms of diversion and like sympathy, like Max Fisher and Sam are both very annoying characters that no one likes. And so I think it would be difficult for that team to work together. Whereas I think like Herman Bloom, Dignan, and Pagoda, you got a good balance of like leadership and followers that it's like they can be organized and have a chance to get it done.
I would have to disagree about Dignan because his plans are awful. Like as we saw from Bottle Rocket, his plan drastically failed, and it was his one shot to prove himself, and it just didn't work. Pagoda is also like just a follower. Yeah.
Also, Pagoda's like 80 years old. This guy can barely walk a straight line. Like he, as an international assassin, I'm sorry, he's not what you're looking for. If you're looking for international assassin or anyone who could commit violence at a drastic level, it's probably going to be Dimitri, because we've seen in Budapest that he'll get what he wants, even if it's through the use of force. I think Anthony Adams is more talented as a heistman compared to Dignan. Yes, Dignan is more enthusiastic, but in terms of actual execution, it's clear as day that Anthony Adams is the much more talented person in terms of like strategy, in terms of actual physical athleticism. I mean, like, sure, you can. I mean, I can argue that you'll get some kind of like internal relationship tension amongst any of these teams because we're forcing these characters to be together. But I think with the incentive of treasure or the DOI, which will lead to a lot of money, I think the people on my team would be willing to get over the fact that yes, they might have some conflicting moral values or what have you because there's a big prize involved.
So going back to Anthony Adams versus Dignan, like Dignan, he's a doer. He's got ideas, and he got double crossed, and that's a bummer. And he got used, but I think when it comes to motivation and actually coming up with an idea, he'll get the ball rolling, and then you have people like a Herman Bloom and an Eleanor Zizou to like run by those ideas to perfect them. Like, I don't think Anthony Adams comes up with any ideas. I think he kind of just goes along with the flow.
He's the executioner. He's sort of like he's
but
sort
when
of like
when in Bottle Rocket did he like initiate anything?
Oh no. I'm okay. Maybe he's not the initiator. He's not the one creating the strategy. He's the athletic all-star that's going to get the job done. But maybe someone else on the team is going to be able to provide a strategy. Like Max Fisher, I feel he's very organized. He's extremely like well prepared to do something, even if it's sort of like he needs to do it illegally or under the table. He'll figure out a strategy. Clearly, like this guy was the president of so many clubs, so he clearly understands what it takes to organize an effort to achieve a goal. So that's maybe he would be the
he also
strategist
fails
on
all
the,
his
the
classes.
team.
Honestly, Paolo, I still think I have a
Academically,
strong team. I'm going to go through the legal route, of distracting the offending company through slander and just bad press. And in the background, my team, led by Christofferson and Captain Ben, they will be stealing the treasure while the offending company is just being hammered by lawsuits, thanks to Susan Bishop and Eli Cash.
I don't know, a two-man team. I think it's too small, Bernice. I don't think you're going to get very far.
I mentioned many. They all have different roles planned out thanks to Captain Ben.
And time. All right. Very convincing arguments. I actually, Bernice, I took the celebrity status to work against you because in terms of like a heist type thing, I felt like Eli drew too much unnecessary attention to your team. I mean, you came back a little bit with like the lawsuits and using that status to focus on like getting revenge, but not as much on the heist part of getting the Declaration of Independence. Came down to you, Carson and Martin's teams. It was very close. The battle that you guys also focused on was Dignan versus Anthony Adams, and I mean, I got the sense that there was a lot more of like financiers on Martin's team and not as many doers. Aside from Anthony Adams, who, I mean, I felt like essentially would have been doing things himself. So I have to give this one to Carson. Also, extra points to the Swiss Army knife of Pagoda.
Have you seen
but
Bottle
Pagoda
Rocket?
is not
Paulo?
really. I mean, in the movie, like this guy's not.
And a lot of this is happening in my imagination. So I got to be clear. Like, you are 100% melding my perception of these characters.
I mean, if you see what Pagoda looks like and what he does in the movie, he's
I know what he looks like.
He's not 80, maybe 60.
But yes, that point goes to Carson with
Good
Martin as a close second. Scenario 3. I think we're going to actually no. Forget that. Scenario 3. Your protagonist has become obsessed with an Instagram model / influencer. He or she must assemble a team to seek this person out and seem like a successful influencer themselves, so that they can become best friends. Can you tell that I've stolen these scenarios from movies that I like? I think, Carson, you have not gone first yet, so we're going to lead with you, and then Martin, and then Bernice.
Okay.
Sure. So my protagonist, I don't know why I'm going this route, but it's going to be Dirk Calloway. For some reason, he has fallen in love with a TikTok influencer, and I'm just going to say it's someone his own age, just to make it not weird. So there's not a lot of people who have kind of access to technology in Wes Anderson movies, so I think we're all going to struggle with that across the board. Dirk Calloway, yeah, that movie came out in the mid-90s, but I feel like if you drop him into modern day, he's a younger person. He can pick up the technology side of like being a social media influencer. Also, having a member of the Society of Cross Keys, I think, is extremely valuable in this competition, because getting a good seat at a major show or getting a good seat at a restaurant comes into play. And I know Martin has another member of this, but Bernice does not. So I'm taking that shot now. But I do think M. Jean, he plays a big role in this one in terms of like getting Dirk into the right places where he can get the right photo ops. And then you have Dignan being a bit of a con artist as well. I'm not sure where Herman and Eleanor Zizou come into play, get some resources to get him tickets to these restaurants. And yeah, Pagoda, he's kind of being the servant along the way. But yeah, basically I'm focusing on Dirk Calloway. He's the Instagrammable person of this bunch, relying on M. Jean and the Zizou and Bloom resources to produce a good social media platform to get the attention of the person that he's fallen in love with.
Okay. Martin, you are next.
Okay, so main character of my scenario would probably Max Fisher from Rushmore, as he's the youngest and probably the most, I guess, acceptable or susceptible to being influenced by, the whole social media paradigm. Max Fisher is obsessed with attention, obsessed with popularity, obsessed with like just being the spotlight. He made his own plays so he could be the famous director. So this guy's really good with like with attention. So I think and being attention seeking. So I think he'd be a really good sort of main character as someone who's going to be the influencer to make influencer friends. And then we'll have Sam as sort of like his best friend, not so good looking. We sort of have those kind of dynamics in like social media. They have like the best friend that's like not as talented but semi-famous. So we'll have Sam sort of as like that awkward, cool influencer best friend to Max. And then we'll have Anthony Adams as sort of like like the cool dad, like he's the dad of the influencer. He does like those dances on Instagram or on TikTok with the kid. Luke Wilson's a pretty like I think versatile dance, like he looks like he could dance, so he'd be one of those like cool dads. Like Carson, I would use Madame D and Monsieur Ivan as people. Actually, no, I'll use Monsieur Ivan from the Society of Cross Keys, yes, to network to get us into high-ranking social activities with the right people. I would also maybe use Madame D's connections as sort of like a rich matriarch to help Max get like a girlfriend in another like influencer family, like another wealthy influencer family, sort of make that sort of like family connection to really expedite sort of their influence across the social media universe. And Dimitri
Time.
is
Sorry, Martin, I have to cut you
That's
off
okay.
there.
all good.
Bernice, you are up. It was a good argument from Martin. Bernice, your turn. You're muted. Sorry, Bernice. I'll restart your time for you.
Okay.
There you go.
So my protagonist is Captain Hennessy, which I believe has the easiest path to success. He's already built a lot of his, like past pretending to be rich. Even I was fooled. If Carson didn't mention, I thought he was just wealthy. But he already has access to like ships that he can use to pretend all these high-end suits to pretend that he's rich. So my goal for my influencer image is just those rich kids on Anderson universe, rich kids of Instagram kind of thing. So we will employ cousin Ben and his band of khaki scouts to increase the followers on Instagram. Since they are still young people, they're always on their phone, so definitely increase those counts on Instagram as followers. We will use Christofferson as an accessory. Other people use black jaguars as a sign of power or to impress other people. We have a fox that can speak. I will also use Susan Bishop for moral support, and Raleigh, we're actually going to leverage his background in neuroscience to surely he also knows behavioral science, so we're going to try to also increase the organic growth of his followers moving forward, because we're looking long term as well. But also lastly, I think one really good thing in my team is that I have Eli Cash, who already has celebrity status. So my person will be endorsed by this person who already has his own band of following, who's already been in media. So just one mention is already going to quickly increase and better the image of Captain Hennessy. The end.
Time. Wow, perfect timing. All right, good points made by all. Your 5 minutes to attack each other starts now.
I just want to say one thing, if it's okay.
You're more than welcome to.
Bernice, I think you fucked up, because I would have personally chosen a talking fox as my influencer, because in all honesty, if I saw a fox talking, that's an instant follow on social media.
Actually, I'm preparing for other scenarios, so I'm planning ahead.
Just say.
So
that will be used later.
Speaking of fucking up, Martin, you have a very likable person on your team in Anthony Adams, and I know you've already used him as your protagonist, but I think he would have been a great influencer, and I would have been like scared of your team. But instead, you've chosen Max Fisher, which is like a person who is universally hated, and also the concept of Max Fisher trying to win someone's affection is literally the plot of Rushmore, and he fails horribly at it. So I don't think Max Fisher can be successful at winning anyone over. Although the fact that he's kind of like a nerd and does a lot of things would work a lot better in 2020 than it would in the mid 90s, but he's still a very unlikable character.
But my counter argument is that by the end of the movie, he became a likable character. I mean, his work with the play that he made about Vietnam, I think people really appreciated, and he sort of had a change of character. And I think at the end, ultimately, he understood sort of what makes him a likable character. So I think at that point, by the end of the movie, he sort of understands his strengths, and I think probably would use that to his advantage, trying to be a social media influencer that's really creative, really artistic, and people like that. People like that, creative people. So yeah.
I disagree. I just don't see that. At the end of Rushmore, I was still annoyed by his character.
Yeah, and then you got other people on your team with like Sam from Moonrise Kingdom, who is also universally hated, and Dimitri, who is literally a bad guy. And it's like, I don't think these guys together can produce a likable image.
I didn't give Dimitri a role because I knew he was a bad character, so he's sort of like sitting on the side. But like I guess my social influencers would be like those, I guess, a little awkward, but like, yeah, 2020, we have different values, and these people could really make it big in Instagram with the right support.
I have a couple questions for you guys. Sorry, Carson, do you want to get your point out first?
No, go ahead.
Okay. The first one is for Bernice. How famous is Eli Cash?
Very famous. I like in the movie, at least I know he's he's been in. There's a lot of press on him, like both good and bad. I shouldn't have disclosed that. But anyways, there's a lot of press on him. And like any publicity is good publicity as per Trump. So all we need are our followers. So if that's all we're looking for, he can definitely do the job.
Who would you guys compare Eli Cash to in real life? Because he's a famous author of Western novels and he does like other stuff, but I don't know a good parallel of Eli. But I would agree that he is like generally a household name in the context of that movie.
I mean, like he sort of. Yeah, because I mean, in real life, there's not a lot of like famous writers that have sort of the notoriety as a celebrity. Usually, writers aren't like celebrities like actors. But in Tenenbaum, he's like Eli Cash sort of has like both. He's sort of like he has the celebrity fame of an actor, but he's really famous being an English professor and writing some stuff for.
In the context of Wes Anderson's world, authors are celebrities.
I guess. Yeah.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to make more negative points, but you have more questions, so keep going with those.
I have one more question, and I would like to hear your negative points. We have a bunch of time left, so it's fine. Between Monsieur Jean or Jean and Monsieur Ivan. They're both part of the secret society, but are there like levels to this secret society? Like, do either of them? Is there a reason for me to pick one over the other, considering their access to
resources
stuff? Like, why should I pick one over the other? Basically,
I don't think there's a hierarchy for the Society of Cross Keys.
Yeah, it's not a plot that was developed, or it's like. If it was, I haven't seen like the book or the side movie about it. It's sort of like it was just existed in Grand Budapest, and they didn't really elaborate much on like the actual structure of the organization. So in my opinion, they're sort of like equal level.
Okay, that didn't really help. But no, I mean like not what you were saying, Martin. Like I was hoping for more separation between the two.
Yeah.
Carson, did you have? I'm gonna extend this one by a little bit because it's really close between the three of you.
I have a critique.
Unless
you wanted to go, Carson.
2 more minutes on the clock, guys. It's open to everyone.
So very quick, and then Martin, go ahead. I was just gonna mention Alistair Hennessy. Like part of the charm of a movie like this, like the one that Paulo was ripping off for this scenario, is the fact that you like accidentally meet somebody, and Alistair Hennessy's work is at sea. So unless the influencer that he's trying to get with is also at sea, he's very frequently not around. So it would have to be a challenge for him to kind of create these accidental scenarios where he happens to be in the same place as his influencer.
Martin? Wait, actually that was a knock on Bernice's team, right? Yeah, but Martin also had a point. So I mean, between the two of you, you can either defend Bernice or Martin, you can go ahead with your point.
Bernice, do you want to retaliate or?
I mean, it wasn't clear who the other influencer was. The other influencer could have also been an explorer in the ocean. So in my world, that's who he's targeting.
So my critique is for influencer, which he picked Dirk. Dirk is really, at least in the movie, he plays a role, yes, but he doesn't play much of a role, so we don't get to see much of his like personality, and he's sort of like in my opinion, a really boring child character. I don't think he has much enthusiasm or charisma or pizzazz or jazz or whatever that would propel him to be a good social media influencer. Yes, he is part of, I guess, like a rich family, but I mean, all of our team's people with access to money. So I don't think that should be a standout factor for Dirk as a social media influencer. I just don't think he has the personality to really be in the spotlight, in my opinion.
So here's what I'll say to that. One, when Max Fisher comes back to Rushmore at one point, there's like the gang of Rushmore children like attack him, and Dirk Calloway is the one dressed up as a wizard. So I feel like there's a personality there. We don't see it in Rushmore, but he seems like he's one of the more eccentric people. Also, and I don't know how this factors in, but he's got a hot mom, and somehow this is going to factor into like his social media, and that's like other people are going to watch his stuff because of that.
Okay, this is time now. This is a very important point. Who is Dirk Calloway's mom played by?
So she is played by the actress who plays Hippolyta in DC, like the Queen of the Amazons.
Oh, okay.
But probably much younger in that movie.
Yes, a younger woman.
Of course.
Version.
This is the most difficult choice so far that I've had to make out of any of the scenarios. Bernice.
I think there's a lot more effort in theirs. Like I'm already like 75% there. It's just a little bit of a hit thanks to Khaki Scouts and Eli Cash.
Well, yeah. So the things I liked about your team, Bernice, was the use of Khaki Scouts as like followers. That was cool.
Anything.
But I mean, like 20 will not move the needle for an Instagram influencer.
They had 0.
Also, using Susan Bishop as moral support was minus points for me. And also, Eli, the question of like how famous was he, considering that he was an author. I mean, maybe in Wes Anderson's world that makes him like famous, but in like social media, what's the word I'm looking? Social media land. It's maybe not so much. Like I don't think you'll find an author on TikTok. So I mean, there was a lot of good pieces. Also, Christopherson, I think, was if Martin made a good point. If Christopherson was the main character, I would 100% go for a talking fox.
But they're attached.
Sorry?
Wherever Hennessy is, Christopherson is also there.
You should have worded it differently. Should have worded it differently.
But I'm sorry, I have to eliminate you from this one, Bernice. It was very close though. Like all three of you, Carson. Where's my notes? It was I had to take a point away from you for saying tickets to restaurants. A plus was Dirk using Dirk Calloway as the protagonist, with Monsieur Jean as your bankroll. I mean, but then the problem was like I didn't have enough familiarity, and it felt like, and this is direct comparison to Martin's team. There wasn't enough. There wasn't enough points hit, especially in the movie that I was knocking off, which is Ingrid Goes West. Shout out to Ingrid Goes West on Amazon Prime now. I felt like Martin's team was a lot closer, especially with using a quote unquote unlikable character like Max Fisher. Is a very close parallel to Ingrid, which it sucks that I'm not being original, but I mean, it's in line with what I like, so I appreciated that. And the weird note about Anthony Adams being a cool dad, I actually use that as a positive. And also I used the example, I made a note of Jake and Logan Paul being very popular, even though they're pieces of shit. So I think that worked in your favor, Martin. So I'm going to give this point to Martin's team.
Sweet.
I meant to pick a Waris Aluwalia character for this scenario, and then I just forgot to. So I messed up in my draft.
to use who?
So Waris Aluwalia, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but he's like a fashion icon or a fashion designer in real life who appears in a few Wes Anderson movies. So I was like, damn, I specifically was going to pick one of his characters for this scenario, and then I forgot.
That It was so close. The decision between your three teams, it was so close that I think that might have pushed it over the edge for you, Carson. Not to make you feel worse. All right. Final scenario. Your protagonist has been tricked into a deal with the devil to create a hit song and perform it to a sold-out crowd in concert, or he or she loses their souls. Their team is included, so everyone is invested in this one. Who has not gone? No, everyone's gone first, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go back to the draft order. So Bernice, you are going first. 2 minutes on the clock.
Okay.
Ready and go.
Okay, so my protagonist, as we've all been waiting for, is Christopherson. He will be the singer, a singing fox, automatically a hit that nobody else has. I have Eli Cash, who's a prominent writer. He's going to write the songs. We have Hennessy to get grants. According to Carson, he's not rich, but he has access to grants. Also, I will have Cousin Ben to play the drums and enlist any of the khaki scouts who knows how to play instruments. For sure, we will find one there. We have Rally St. Clair to just work the lights, and, and Susan Bishop will be used to find, as a backup to find any potential discrepancies in this contract with the devil that maybe they can be released from this deal. But overall, I think Christopherson will be a huge hit and will be easy to get a sold-out stadium for.
All right. Do you defer the rest of your 40 seconds?
Yes.
All right. Carson, you're next, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
I've kind of used all my protagonists, so I guess my singing star is gonna have to be Pagoda. And
Sold out.
Done.
Out
Next.
loud.
with the finances of Herman Bloom and Eleanor Zissou, they're somehow gonna have to bankroll Pagoda to become like an international singing sensation. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't have a lot of arguments for this one, so I'm probably just going to spend this time picking apart your guys' team. But that's what I'm going with. I'm going with Pagoda singing sensation.
Strong defense is a good offense.
All right. Would you like to involve the other members of your team?
I have like my two protagonists left were Pagoda and Monsieur Jean, and it's like probably Pagoda's the worst option, but he's so bad it could be entertaining as a story to see him on stage. Like Eleanor Zissou, I was thinking of Ethylene Tenenbaum. So there's really nobody that can contribute to a singing. I mean, Dirk Calloway is involved in like drama, so like he might be like the writing and the story behind this, but I'm more or less taking a knee on this argument.
Okay.
Martin, your 2 minutes starts now.
Okay, so same with Carson, I'm running out of protagonists, so I'm actually going to go with Dimitri as my protagonist because he's like sort of middle-aged. He looks sort of fit. He has like a nice jawline. It's Adrian Brody. He's actually a really good-looking person. So visually, I think he'd be good, sort of as like that main stage person, like a Freddie Mercury type. I don't know how he sings, but let's just hope that he sings really well. Another key player in this team would be Max Fisher. Max Fisher's pretty much spent his childhood creating plays, so that includes the administrative part of it, like the logistics, like getting the lighting right, picking the theater, the curtains, getting the actors, getting the producers, the scripts all managed or all organized. So that would play into the sort of the concert aspect of the scenario, right? Getting the concert ready logistically. Anthony Adams, Luke Wilson, again, very athletic, very suave. So he'll be like a background dancer, like, entertaining the crowd visually, while Dimitri does it sonically. And then we got We got Sam from Moonrise handling the logistics because he's very organized, very disciplined. So he'll help Max with like all the logistics and stuff. Madam D will be the financier, and Monsieur Ivan, because he's a concierge, he understands like customer experience, customer satisfaction, customer engagement. He'll be in charge of sort of like the social strategy and also the concert experience strategy of the scenario, making sure that people really enjoy the concert, that they take it to heart, that they tweet about it, hashtag Dimitri live in concert 2020, that kind of thing. Done.
Wow, that's perfect timing as well. All right, your last 5 minutes. I would also like to mention that there's a 3-way tie right now, so everything is coming down to these 5 minutes right here. So have at it. Go.
Singing fox.
Yeah, I mean, singing fox. Yeah,
So-
I also have Hennessy. They can do tours through the boat. They can access different geographic locations thanks to his ship easily.
yeah, but there's a lot of legal liabilities like you got to cover with being on the water. Like it's I think it's a hard sell as opposed to like a physical theater. So I don't know. I think
No, it's
that's
just an
more of
option.
a
It's just a side
downfall.
option. You also forgot we have Susan Bishop who can handle all these legal problems.
That was a single litigator.
So in our reality, we don't have a talking fox. And I think even if a fox comes out who is the best singer in the world, I don't know if the world is ready for a talking fox. And I think they're going to be more concerned with the fact that animals have become sentient, and that's going to cause a lot of global problems. So I think there's issues there. But here's a thing that does exist
I
in
agree.
our
I agree.
reality is there's a guy named William Hung who is not a very good singer, but people are very entertained by him, and he sells albums. And so Pagoda is going to be the new William Hung, and he's going to sell out one auditorium just once, and then everyone's going to get bored of him after, but he's going to sell out that
Exactly.
stadium once and fulfill his obligation to the devil.
I think singing fox can still trump William Hung.
I think overall, though, I think you guys are gimmicky. You're doing like gimmicky strategies.
Yeah, we just need
I don't
sold
know. I
out
think you need a
one-time concert.
consistent,
No, you don't.
consistent, and super engaged, super like well done concert that really just knocks people's socks off.
No,
Like-
the goal is a sold out show. So their experience, you don't even know yet. Like you already bought the tickets and you don't know what the experience is going to be like. So
But
the biggest thing
technically-
is attraction.
Okay, but then here's my argument. We could have argued that we could have used our financiers to buy all the tickets. If the only goal was to just sell out, you don't even have to
Then
have
you
people
should've.
in the thing, right? So is it really just about
Sold out crowd.
like
To
the-
perform to a sold out crowd.
at a superficial level, like, or is the devil looking for real engagement, real like, oh, this I get it, like this is a real concert, this is the next Freddie Mercury, this is the next whatever.
So
you know?
if you're saying then like the concept that we all have financiers, we could all buy out a stadium to get people in, like all three of our teams could fulfill the obligation of getting a sold out crowd, but
Exactly,
which
that's
of
right.
these scenarios is the most entertaining to see somebody try to accomplish to satisfy the devil's obligations? And in my opinion, seeing a talking fox, that's like a kid's movie that everyone gets bored of. Seeing Pagoda being an international sensation, that's the movie I want to see.
I don't know. It's the thing with bad singers. It's a hit or miss. It's not like every bad singer in the world always gets a chance to go on stage. It's actually
No.
very, very rare. So the fact that Pagoda would even get that opportunity is it's slim pickings compared to, let's say, a
Yeah.
more a more attractive, socially attractive white male like Dimitri.
Yeah, but I would also argue, like, since we've already had William Hung, it already took away some of the novelty of another person like William Hung. Like the first time it was entertaining, but the second time I don't think it will have as much of a hit as before. Like people can watch their grandmas or grandpas at home and family parties as well, which Pagoda is
He's not that old, guys.
He just looks old.
I'm gonna look
I
up
don't
how
think he
old
could
that
even
actor
last a
is.
full show.
This is also true.
I mean,
This
we're
is-
not saying that it's like a rock show. He can have like chill music, sitting in a chair.
Harmonica.
All right. Do you guys have any last arguments to make before I make my decision?
I rest my case.
Man. So just in a similar way, how the last decision was very tough because all the arguments were good. I think this one was very tough because most of the arguments were bad. I mean, sorry, not like bad arguments, but it might be surprising to you guys, but I took a lot of your arguments in a negative way. I mean, like as minuses towards your overall case. So, I mean, I'm gonna start with Carson. So, I mean, you took a knee at the beginning, using Pagoda as your singer. He helped you a lot in I think scenario 2 or the Declaration of Independence one. But I mean, like my 3 notes were like Pagoda singer bad, William Hung bad, and Carson is lying about wanting a Pagoda movie. So, I mean, I think your team just kind of ran out of steam there.
It's fine. I accept that result.
You did make a good point. Well, I mean, the William Hung point was like close, but then it just kind of like fizzled out at the end. Martin, I had a question for you actually. Has Jason Schwartzman ever played a good or likable character? Actually, this is open for everyone because I'm trying to think of this and I can't. Like, I can't think of any good or likable character that Jason Schwartzman has played.
Let me check.
I'm sure
even as a fox.
I'm
as
sure
a
he's
fox
a
he
great
was.
guy.
I mean, Cousin Ben's not an unlikable character.
Yeah.
He's a pretty like middle of
Yeah,
the road type
he's
character.
neutral. Yeah, he's sort of neutral. If
Okay.
anything, he's more positive, but
And-
he's not like super likable. Not like that.
And
Okay.
Jack
He just
Whitman,
seems like. Sorry.
yeah.
What?
So Jack Whitman, who wasn't picked here, like he's not a terrible character. He's not likable, but I wouldn't say that like he's despisable either.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah. So that was one thing. Like, well, not just that, but like you had your biggest hurdle was that a lot of your characters were kind of unlikable. Dimitri being your front man was tough. You were fighting an uphill battle there. Which I mean, not necessarily was a bad thing. I mean, sure, celebrities could be bad and still sell out shows, but I think it didn't quite work here.
Bad boy. People love bad boys. People love bad boy rock stars.
It's true, but I mean, and this is more of like I'm more of ashamed to say this, but the singing fox kind of swung me here. I mean, and not even just because I'm an idiot, which is like half of the battle, but also like thinking like specifically you need to sell out a show to win, to like to fulfill your deal with the devil. I really do think that a singing fox would draw a pretty big crowd, and I did not foresee this being the ending to the battle, but it was. And I also gave Bernice extra points for thinking of Susan Bishop trying to find legal loopholes in the contract with the devil. So I mean, it wasn't just the singing fox for me, in my defense. So I'm gonna give that point goes to Bernice. That's 2 to 1 to 1. Congratulations, Bernice.
Congratulations.
That was a
Susan is
tough
pulling
fought battle
through.
all
That's
around.
some bullshit, but
It's definitely the correct pick on the final one there.
I mean, I will say, like this whole thing, out of all of these scenarios, these went in a direction that I did not expect at all.
Well, if you look at the length of your scenario descriptions too, it becomes shorter and shorter.
Yeah. I was about to say, like, your first one was really detailed, and after that, it just became really one-liners.
Well, I mean, like, deal with the devil. What else do you need to know, right?
For the last scenario, Martin, I was hoping you were going to use Dimitri having the song of like the Adrian Brody song. I don't know if you guys have ever like seen that one on YouTube.
No,
and
I
him
haven't.
singing that one.
I have
Anyway,
not.
look it up.
I will after this.
I haven't heard about that either. There's an Adrian Bro. Oh no, wait, you've told me about this before.
I have. I was going to say we've talked about this before.
Yeah, no, okay, yeah. That might have been a negative point as well, though. Now that I remember it. But no, that was you guys made me make some pretty tough choices just now. That was really good. So congratulations to you, Bernice.
Stuff.
You are
Bernice.
the Wes Anderson queen of the world, because no one has had this competition ever. So I mean, yeah. I hope everyone listening has had like a good exposure to the universe of Wes Anderson and knows what he's about, because this definitely
Or not.
I think we just confused them more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
if
totally
you've
fine.
watched Wes Anderson movies and are familiar with the characters, some of these arguments are going to make sense to you. If you haven't, you're going to have no idea what we're talking about.
And you will know how I
What?
felt for the last hour and a half. But you guys did make great arguments. Very compelling. What are you guys looking forward to turning it into the future? Any movies that you're looking forward to in our current lockdown state?
So I'll go first, and I'll use this as an opportunity to tease our next episode. So the next episode that we're releasing is about our favorite movies of 2020. I am trying to finish up the last few movies in preparation for that, so I'm looking through like the best of 2020 list, seeing what's on there, making sure I hit everything that's like most people would recognize. Trying to finish up so I can have a good list. One of the movies that's been out on a lot of top lists is Kajillionaire, a movie by Miranda July about a family of criminals, like con artists. The trailer looks really good. I'm really excited for it, so I have that queued up. Will it make my top 10? You'll have to listen to our next episode to find out.
Ooh. How about you guys?
I'm looking forward to Dune the most. It's actually Martin that got me into reading the books. At least the first one, I'm just finishing up. But I'm definitely looking forward to that. Some nonfiction, just to kind of escape, like current realities. And I've always enjoyed Denis Villeneuve's like films, and I know he's directing this one. And I've also heard a lot of stories about the previous attempts where it kind of didn't hit the mark in terms of Dune. But like me and Martin feel like this would be the director to actually execute this movie properly with the proper cast, and I've seen the trailers, so really excited about that.
Sorry, did you say nonfiction?
Oh, sorry, fiction.
It's like, wait,
No, it's absolutely real. There is an
It's a different
Iroquois.
planet.
There is a Dune. Earth was actually Dune.
No, but I agree with you on your point of Denis Villeneuve.
Villeneuve. Hey, did you guys know that I watched an interview of Denis. Like it was something like a promotional interview, like a 1-hour interview for something in China for Dune. And when he talks,
There's an
have you heard him
accent.
talk? He has an
No.
accent, and sometimes
Like
it sounds Filipino. But I think it's a Quebecois thing, because I can see like where like the French influence, like the Quebec influence comes from. But sometimes when he talks, his accent is so harsh that it sometimes he sounds like a Tito. I don't know. For the viewers, it's like an older Filipino gentleman.
I'm gonna have to
Like,
It's not a
look into
French
this
accent.
one.
Yeah, it's pretty funny actually. Because I never actually heard him like do a long interview, so I thought it was pretty funny.
Never heard that before. Faye is also looking forward to Dune, by the way, because of Timothy
Yeah.
Chalamet.
Timmy.
I'm looking forward to Mortal Kombat because if it's anything like the last Mortal Kombat movie, it's going to be complete shit. And I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Who's your favorite Mortal Kombat character?
To be honest, I don't even really like Mortal Kombat. Just like it's just as like a novelty thing for me, really.
Yeah.
So even if they ruin the story, I will still have fun watching. Like, what's the story really? It's a fighting competition.
Pretty much.
But sorry, any Mortal Kombat fans out there listening right now that I don't care about your franchise.
Yeah, so I was actually going to say Dune too, but I guess I can pick another film. I guess to stay on topic with Wes Anderson, he was supposed to drop a film called The French Dispatch. It was supposed to be actually end of year this year, right? But I think it got delayed because of COVID. So I'm looking forward to The French Dispatch whenever it releases, some point before the first half of 2021. And the main reason why I'm looking forward to it is because I think it's a black and white film, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Which is going to be really interesting because one of the indicators for me when I watch Wes Anderson film is color. Like color is such a huge part of his sort of like his portfolio, his creative tools. Like since the Royal Tenenbaums and pretty much moving forward, like his pastel storybook sort of look and feel to his films is really what drew me in the first place. So the fact that he's going in direction of something that's purely black and white, at that point you can't rely on sort of like this really surface level visual appeal, right? It's going to have to stand upon another foundation, whether it's character development, plot, what have you. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how he sort of tackles that sort of direction, considering that so many people really, really enjoy the way he uses color in his film, and seeing if I'm going to have the same experience or if I'm going to learn something new about what I like about Wes Anderson.
So that's a good point because he's spoken in the past about his desire to make a horror movie because a horror movie is very different for him, and like he wants to keep things vague, whereas a horror movie you have to be very specific about what you want your audience to feel at any given time. And so I've never kind of pieced that together of like his desire to do something different and versus like the black and white being a departure from like the color palettes that he's used in the past. So that's pretty interesting. But also in regards to the two movies you guys brought up, I don't know about Mortal Kombat, but Dune and French Dispatch, they recently kind of announced that those are going to be released on HBO Max instead of theaters.
Max, yeah.
So I'm curious as to what you guys think about like looking forward to those movies and potentially seeing them in a streaming service and not in theaters. They are both visual movies.
That's a problem. I know that's such a huge problem for me because I personally like going into a cinema and being immersed in sort of like the world that the director creates, and you can't really get that same experience in your living room or even in smaller cases in my single room in some place. So it's going to be, I actually don't know what to do about that. Like, do I just sort of like scratch the itch and just watch it stream, or should I be patient about it? I don't know. It's a difficult decision.
Is that for sure?
So they're definitely going to launch them on HBO Max, but they may potentially do them in theaters at the same time. So it may be both, and then depending where you are and what the rules are and situation at that time, you may not be able to see it in theaters, but you may be able to. But also, like, there's been a ton of backlash around like directors not wanting to work with Warner Brothers anymore because of that decision. So I have a feeling they could reverse some of that potentially.
Yeah,
that's very unfortunate because these movies, I feel like you definitely need a theater at least for the very first time you see it. 100%, especially Dune. Imagine like Star Wars just being released on your TV
or on your phone, like watching.
Yeah, Dune definitely feels like an IMAX like type viewing movie for me, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, but like I know some parts of the world, their COVID measures are probably going to be like softened at some point next year, like especially Europe. So I think some people will get the opportunity to see them in the theaters, even if it might take them a while because of like social distancing and what have you, and limiting number of tickets in theaters. But I guess it really depends where you are in the world and at what point the pandemic will be in its state at the time of release of these two movies.
But if I'm honest though, like when we talk about launching a streaming service, like there has to be a big motivation because especially I already have two, and like to add a third or a fourth, like it has to be something big. And the potential news of HBO Max dropping everything next year for Warner Brothers, like that I don't know if I will, but that makes me think about it. Same with like Disney Plus announcing like 50 new shows yesterday, and it's like maybe like I don't know if I will, but it's like now I think about it. So
I mean, it's definitely viable because Disney Plus. I made that decision right already with Disney Plus, like because I picked it originally just because of The Mandalorian, which shout out just had the best episode of the season of the series yesterday. But like, and having it release all these other things that I am actually interested in. Like, I think it's definitely possible with I mean, HBO Max. It's I don't know. I mean, it's definitely not the same as a theater, but like, it could work.
There's also a lot of directors that are voicing their like a negative response, like a negative opinion to this whole deal. Like I think Christopher Nolan like was very vocal about how much he really disagreed with this sort of proposal for various reasons. I forget what they were. But
yeah, there's also that, but there's also a lot of really good directors that don't need a theater experience. Like there's a lot of indie directors. I think of someone like a Jim Jarmusch or a Noah Baumbach, and like they make really good narrative movies. You don't need to go to a theater to watch them.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know, there's a negative for some types of movies, but it could be a positive for others. So
I would definitely be extremely angry if I had gone to the theater to watch The Dead Don't Die. I don't know if you guys, Martin and Bernice, if you're familiar with that.
I did, and I was satisfied.
I was definitely not what I was expecting at all. I'll leave that on a cliffhanger, I guess.
Was that a comedy?
It's a zombie movie created by Jim Jarmusch. I don't know if you're familiar with him. I wasn't. So again, that's not what I was expecting when I watched it. It was very.
Side note about Jim Jarmusch, like because we're talking about the Wes Anderson episode, like I talked about Wes Anderson being like too mainstream. Like Jim Jarmusch is like what Wes Anderson used to be when he was starting his career with like Rushmore and Bottle Rocket, in my opinion.
Okay.
So imagine him making a zombie movie. Except I didn't like it at all. Anyways, so yeah, thanks guys for joining the podcast. Hope to see you again for a future episode. Look forward, everyone listening. Look forward to our best of 2020 episode coming soon. Bye.